Hi everyone, my name is Natalie Pinto. I'm a member of the Career Services team, and I'm excited to present to you Your Career Starts Now, a workshop that has been designed to support you in getting started in your career exploration and in your career development. In today's workshop, we're going to explore what is a career. Then I'm going to present an overview of the Career Services Office and the services and supports that we can provide to you. Then we'll explore some common career myths, and I'll talk about why they're not true. Then we'll go into career exploration and career readiness research, and then I'll cover some next steps towards the end of the workshop. Now let's review the learning objectives for today's workshop. By the end of the workshop, you'll be able to identify the events, services, and resources offered by Career Services that can help you begin career planning, dispel common career myths, gain an increase in clarity about the career planning process by reviewing the 4 stages in the Career Ready cycle, discover online resources that help you learn about career options that align with your interests, and recognize the importance of experiential learning as a method of career research. A career is more than just a job title. So what is a career? A career is the sum of all life roles. It is a lifelong path of learning and skill building that includes our education, paid work, volunteering, and other personal and professional development. Let's start with discussing Career Services, a career development support service for students and alumni. Career Services is located in 401 Torrey Building and is open Monday to Friday from 8:30 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. Students and alumni are welcome to book an appointment with us using their MySuccess account or attend our drop-in hours from 1 p.m. till 4 p.m. However, the last appointment is given at 3:30. You are also welcome to connect with us by giving us a call, sending us an email, or using the live chat feature on our website. Students come to visit us for a wide variety of career development support services. Our most popular service is our cover letter and resume review service. But other services we provide are support with job searching, with networking, with applying to further education programs, with interviewing. We'll review your LinkedIn profile. And if you're considering changing your major, we will support you in exploring different career options related to other degree programs you may be interested in. We can also explore career options and pathways based on your current degree program, but they're also suited to your career goals, your interests, your values, and your skills. Career Services offers some specialized programs and supports. We have an international student employment program which supports international students with obtaining employment while they're studying here at Carleton. We also have a job shadow program for students in the BA and in our science programs, which pairs them with an employer or a professional in their area of interest. We also have a service for our students who identify with a disability. It's called our Accessible Careers Transition, which allows students with an identified disability to meet with a dedicated career advisor who can support them in their job search and any other employment needs. And then we also have some supports for our undeclared students. Our undeclared students can meet with a career counselor and be able to explore different programs here at Carleton and how they would meet some of their career goals in an effort to help them declare a major. Career Services also hosts events throughout the academic year. We host career and networking fairs, employer recruitment events, graduate school information sessions and workshops, and you can register for these events through the events calendar on your MySuccess portal. The Career Services website has a bunch of information and resources available to you. We have resume, cover letter, and CV templates, job search strategies, networking tips, information on conducting career exploration, and a lot of information on further education. And if you are thinking about further further education, you know that you may want to pursue some sort of graduate school or postgraduate degree or diploma, please come to see us at Career Services so we can support you not only in conducting some program exploration, so you can look at all the different programs that would support you in obtaining your career goals, but we can also review academic CVs and any personal statements or letter of intents that may be required for your graduate school applications. And then we can also support you in preparing for any interview requirements as well. We also have a wide range of resources available on our Career Services website regarding further education, and I highly encourage you to check them out. The My Success portal on Carleton Central is where you can register for our workshops, our employer events, our career fairs, and also where you can book appointments to meet with members of the Career Services team. Now let's explore some common career myths and why they are not true. Have you ever had any of these thoughts? I can tell you I have. My major will determine my career. I'm the only one confused about my career. There is only one perfect job for me. My friend likes their job, so I should try that. My first job will determine the rest of my jobs. I should choose a career that's in demand, and my skills will be wasted if I change directions. And so all of these are considered career myths. They're not true. And so if you have ever had these thoughts before, know that you're not alone, because when I was growing up and before coming to pursue my studies here at Carleton, I also graduated from Carleton, I thought these as well. Growing up, I saw my parents in the workplace and they only ever had one job my entire life. So I thought people only work at one place, only have one job, but that is just not true. And all these other myths are not true either. Let's explore the myth, my major will determine my career, a little bit further by playing a game. I'd like you to take a moment to read all the degree programs listed under undergraduate degree, and then all the careers listed under careers. And then match which undergraduate degree you think serves as a pathway to which career. You can take a moment to make your guesses. Please feel free to pause the video while doing so. So let's look at the answers. Who does what? So students who have graduated from a cognitive science program have become a nursing unit manager. Students from our political science have become HR managers. Students in engineering have gone on to become business developers. Students in our English program have gone on to become massage therapists. Students from our business and commerce programs have gone on to become dementia patient care coordinators. Students from our biology program have become midwives. Students from our sociology program have become supply chain procurement specialists. And then finally, students from our childhood and youth studies have become counselors. And for some of these, you may find that surprising. So for example, maybe you'd never thought that someone in a political science degree program could go on and become an HR manager, or a student who is in the English program could go on to become a massage therapist. This is because our degrees are flexible. All of the degree programs here at Carleton offer a wide variety of transferable skills that will allow you to pursue many different career paths after you graduate. So there is really no one set career path that is traditional or typical for each degree program. There's many, many different varieties available to you. Another really popular career myth is that we think of our career paths as a one straight linear line. Oftentimes we think we are going to graduate from Carleton and that we are going to enter the workforce and we're going to have one particular job in one particular industry and we're going to stay in that same job for our entire careers. But the reality is that our typical career paths often look like they are windy, that they go in a bunch of different directions, and and there's twists and turns. We may decide throughout our career journeys that we want to pivot to a new career, that we want to change companies or organizations, that we want to seek some further education. So it is okay if your path doesn't look linear and it looks like a windy road, because that is really the reality of most people's careers. And that has certainly been the reality of my own career journey. Let's take a little bit of time to discuss my career journey. And so I graduated from Carleton University with a degree in mass communications. So I'm revealing my age here because Carleton no longer offers a degree program in mass communications. They now call it communications and media studies. So how does someone like myself, who graduated with a communications degree, end up becoming a career development professional? Yes, as we saw before, our degrees are highly flexible. So it means that I obtained a wide host of transferable skills throughout my communications degree that were certainly transferable to the career development profession. But also the way that it occurred is that it just happened. I kind of just landed here. I never intended to go into career development while I was in school, but throughout a wide variety of different circumstances and steps throughout my career journey, I landed in career development, and I could not be more thrilled. And so in the coming slide, I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about my career journey. So the reason I decided to pursue a communications degree here at Carleton is because I wanted to go into journalism. You may be wondering, why didn't I go right into journalism since Carleton has a wonderful journalism program? Well, I'll confess, I actually didn't get into journalism, so I had to think of a different way of becoming a journalist while not actually going through the journalism program. And so communications was a natural fit. And so that's all to say, if you didn't get into your first choice degree program, that doesn't mean that you can't reach your career goals. You just have to find a different pathway and maybe adjust your career goals a little bit. And so I came to Carleton hoping to become a journalist. I really wanted to be Barbara Walters. And for those of you who don't know who Barbara is, she is a famous female journalist. She really broke the glass ceiling for many female journalists that exists today, and I wanted to be her. But throughout my university education, I got involved a lot on campus. I also had a lot of student employment experiences, and I discovered that I really liked working on campus and I really liked working for students. In my final year here at Carleton, I was hired to create the co-curricular record. And so if you're familiar with the co-curricular record, I created it. And so I really enjoyed that experience. I liked program development and I liked supporting students with their experiential learnings. And so from there, I really knew it truly validated that I wanted to stay working in the post-secondary industry. And so I started looking for jobs here at Carleton, and then I happened to land in the co-op office. And when I first went to the co-op office, I started working with employers. And while I really enjoyed working with employers, my heart really lied with working with students. And so I wanted to figure out how I could move to a different role within the co-op office or even elsewhere here at the university that would allow me to work with students. And so I started conducting my career research, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. And I went through a lot of job descriptions for employment opportunities that would allow me to work with students both here at Carleton or even at other post-secondary institutions. And the common thread was that you needed a master's of education. And so I decided to enroll in a master's of education program at the University of Ottawa. I know, the University of Ottawa, the enemy. Just joking. The University of Ottawa is a fantastic school as well. And they have a fantastic Master's of Education program. And so I completed my Master's of Education program at University of Ottawa, and then I actually obtained my goal in becoming a student advisor in the co-op office, which allowed me to work with students and support them in reaching their employment goals when it came to their co-op experiences. And so I did that job for many, many years. And then an opportunity came up here in career services that would allow me to go into the classroom and facilitate workshops to teach the wider Carleton community about their career readiness. And so throughout the pandemic, like many folks, I was at home and I had some opportunities to reflect on my own career goals and my professional development. And just because I have had many years in the industry and have been working for many years, that doesn't mean that my professional development ends. And so it's continuously ongoing, and that will likely be the case for you too in your careers. And so during the pandemic, I was reflecting and thinking about perhaps another educational experience that I could obtain. It had been a long time since I had done my master's degree, and I wanted to brush up on my skills. And so I decided to pursue a human resources certificate because there's a lot of overlap between human resources and career development. So I went back to school during the pandemic and I obtained my human resources certificate, and I just recently wrote my human resources designation. So that's a little bit about my career journey. So as you can see, even though I've only ever worked for Carleton, I've worked for different offices, I've been in different roles, I've had different educational experiences. So my career path so far has been quite windy. It has not been linear. It's gone in many different directions. So another reason for why I was able to enter the career development space after obtaining a communications degree is because employers hire people, not degrees. And that's not to say your degree is not important. It is very important. And I highly recommend that you do well here at Carleton in your studies. However, the degree is not the only reason why the employer is hiring you. It certainly gets your foot in the door. As I mentioned, obtaining my master's got me an opportunity to be able to work with students, but it's not the only reason I was afforded that opportunity. When employers are hiring, they're looking for some key things. They're looking to make sure you are able to do the job, that you've obtained the necessary skill sets from your academic program, but also from other opportunities within your professional and personal lives. So they're looking for key skills that are required for the job. But they're also looking to make sure you are going to love the job. And what I can tell you about some conversations with employers that I've had recently is that not only do they want you to be able to do the job, they want to make sure you're going to love the job. They really want to hire students who are engaged, who are interested in the subject matter or the industry that employer supports. And so it's really important that when you're speaking to employers, whether that be in an interview or in a networking scenario, or even when you're drafting your resume, that you need to convey that you're going to actually like the job, that you have an interest in working for that employer or in the industry. So sometimes that can even be even more important than your ability to do the job, because they can train you. They want to make sure you have some good foundational skills and knowledge, but they can't make you like the job. And so it'll be really important to convey that as well. And then the last thing they're looking for is to make sure that they can work with you. They want to assess your interpersonal skills, your teamwork abilities, and whether or not you would be a good fit for the organization. So let's talk more about skills. So what are transferable skills? Transferable skills are defined as a skill that you gain in one situation that can be used in other situations. So for example, skills that you gain in the classroom or in other experiences on campus that can be transferable to a workplace. We often categorize our transferable skills as human skills, also known as soft skills, and technical skills or industry knowledge, which are also known as hard skills. Our human skills, also known as soft skills or people skills, are the personal attributes you need to succeed in the workplace. They're often related to how we work with others. Some examples of our human skills include our communication skills, such as writing reports, our public speaking and presentations that we give, the active listening and negotiation we sometimes do in teams. Also, problem solving and critical thinking, which includes research, information gathering, data analysis, and identifying themes and patterns in our data. Also, our ability to be organized and in terms of project management, such as establishing priorities, time management, attention to detail. Two excellent resources for identifying your skills includes Your Degree, Your Future, which is an online tool provided by Carleton that helps you explore the different kind of skills typically developed in your specific degree program. It's a great starting point to see how your academic path aligns with your career competencies. The second tool is our course syllabuses. The course syllabus is an excellent resource. Don't overlook it. The learning objective and outcomes listed in your syllabus are gold mines for identifying skills. They tell you exactly what you're expected to learn and demonstrate. For example, it could be critical thinking skills, research skills, or collaboration skills. Another great place is to look at the assignments listed in your course syllabus. They also give you some insights into the skills you're developing throughout the course. Carleton has 10 career competencies that we know that you're gaining throughout your academic journey. They include career management, communication, community engagement, digital literacy, discipline-specific knowledge, diversity and intercultural awareness, innovation and collaboration, leadership, research and analysis, and professionalism and work ethic. For definitions of each competencies and their transferable skills, please visit our Career Services website. Now let's further discuss how assignments and projects are excellent for identifying our competencies and skills. The way we do this is often through breaking down and analyzing the tasks we complete. We often think of assignments and projects as being completed as part of a course, but they could also include labs and other research activities and are also seen in other environments like extracurricular activities, part-time or full-time work experiences, or our volunteer experiences. To identify your skills and competencies from an assignment or project, think about the specific tasks that you've completed, and then for each task, break down what steps were involved and how you completed each step, and what skills did you demonstrate from completing each of those steps. Now let's look at an example of how we break down an assignment into tasks and then how we identify the skills and competencies that we gain from each task that we complete. So let's look at writing a research paper. The first task or step that we will likely complete is to review the assignment requirements. And then we'll select a relevant topic, and then we'll conduct research on the topic, and then identify which research we'll use, and then we'll create an outline of our paper, and then write the first draft. Then we'll edit the first draft and write the final draft, and then submit the paper by the deadline, and then review the grade and feedback we've received from the professor, and then implement that feedback for future assignments in our course. Now, can you guess all the skills that you've gained from each step? Let's look at those skills. Now, let's look at all the skills that we gained from writing a research paper. They could include research skills, analytical and critical thinking skills, evaluating data and results, assessing risks and perceived patterns, problem-solving skills, decision-making skills, logical thinking and creative thinking, project design and project management, data, time, and resource management, computer literacy, and the ability to use different computer software programs, and of course, our communication skills. As you can see, academic assignments like writing a research paper help you to develop a wide range of transferable skills that are valuable for any workplace. This type of assignment can serve as a strong example of your career readiness and can be used on job applications and interviews or while engaging in a networking conversation with an employer or other professionals. Say an employer were to ask you during an interview, tell me a time when you had to communicate information clearly and concisely to an audience. Your research paper can serve as an excellent example that can be used to answer this question and to prove you can meet the employer's needs regarding communication. And so let's move into career plannings because a big part of career exploration is that career planning. An excellent method to use when career planning is called the career planning cycle. This is where we go through various stages that help to guide us in our career planning. We often start at the career exploration stage where we think about our strengths, so the skills that we're good at, our values and our interests. Then based on our reflections, we conduct some career research to find different career ideas that support the things that we're good at and the things we enjoy doing and the things that are important to us. Then we go into a planning stage where we plan to execute whatever career goal that we have in mind. And then the take action piece is when we actually do that execution. And so if we look back at my own career journey, back when I was in university and I was pivoting from wanting to become a journalist to working in the post-secondary sector, I first had to do some reflection on what I enjoyed doing in the post-secondary sector to be able to guide me on different departments here at Carleton that I should be applying to and looking for jobs in. And then I did some research based on that reflection. So when I was reflecting, I thought about how much I enjoyed working with students. And so I did some research on job opportunities that would allow me to work with students, but also in terms of educational criteria that is required for getting a job that would allow me to work with students. And then so I saw through that research that I needed a master's in education. So then I planned for how to obtain that master's in education. And then I took action. I actually enrolled in a program. And then later on in my life, when I was seeking further professional development experiences, I did that cycle again. I did some self-exploration to think about what type of professional development I wanted. I went into the research phase where I researched different programs. I then went into the planning phase for how I would actually undertake these programs and complete them. And then I took action. I enrolled in a program. And so at every single life stage that involves our career, we often go through this planning cycle. Now let's look at the exploration stage of the career planning cycle. Sometimes we ask ourselves, what can I do with my degree? You know, I'm pursuing a history degree or a biology degree or a cognitive science degree or a computer science degree, and I'm wondering, what can I do with that degree? But there's a better question to ask. Instead, ask yourself, what are my skills, interests, and values, and how will that translate to a meaningful career path? So getting to know ourselves can be pivotal in making good career decisions that are right for ourselves. And so when we're reflecting, we want to ask ourselves the following. We want to ask ourselves, what are our values? What's important to me? What are our interests? What do we like to do? What are some of our hobbies? What types of environments or settings would we want to work in? How about the types of audiences we'd want to work in? Would we like to work with children or would we like to work with adults? How about some challenges and problems? Sometimes when we don't have any career goals, we're really not sure what we'd like to do with our degrees or when we graduate from Carleton. Sometimes it's a good idea to think about what are some societal challenges or problems that we'd like to solve? What's important to us? So for example, if you really feel strongly that homelessness should be eradicated, eradicated, then what are some career opportunities that will allow you perhaps to develop policy or work in some social services or do some other employment experiences that will support our homeless population? Also, explore what are your favorite classes. Reflect on what subject matters you've really enjoyed learning about. Also, what motivates you, what excites you, what ignites you, and skills. What are you good at? What are your strengths? After we've taken some time to reflect, we then want to start conducting some career research. This is the second phase of the career planning cycle. Because career research, just like self-exploration, helps us to make well-informed career decisions that are a good fit and will meet our professional and personal goals. There are 3 ways that you can conduct career research that we're going to review in today's workshop. You could conduct career research by using online sources, by gaining experience, and by talking to people. There are a few online resources that can be really helpful to us as we explore different career options and different career pathways. There's Your Degree, Your Future, which we explored a little bit earlier. But there's also Career Cruising. And for those who went to high school in Ontario, you may be familiar with Career Cruising. For those who have never heard of it before, it's a website that provides you a bunch of different information regarding different career occupations, so different jobs. It also gives you some quizzes, different assessments that help you to decide what types of career options would be a good fit for you. And so you can access Career Cruising through the Career Services website. There's a link on our website to it. You would just put in the username Carleton and the password is university. There's also the Government of Canada career planning tool. It's often referred to as Job Bank. And Job Bank is also an excellent website to go to obtain labor market information or labor market data. And so what you can do is you can search different occupations and find out information such as the key skills required for that occupation, a salary survey. So what is some common salaries offered for that occupation? Job prospects. Is our job prospects strong for that occupation right now or perhaps not strong? Also, what are some educational requirements and some licensing requirements that may be needed? So for example, if you are looking to become a counselor, you may need some licensing in addition to your postgraduate degree programs that you will need to pursue. And then also, another great website is LinkedIn. LinkedIn, yes, it is a social media platform. Yes, it's great for connecting with employers and other professionals and other people who share a similar career interest to you. But it's also an excellent place to conduct career research and find out what's happening in your industry of interest. One of the best ways to conduct career research is from gaining experience. And so we often refer to this as experiential learning or experiential education that complements your academic education. And so we can gain experience through volunteering, from pursuing part-time or full-time work experiences, from job shadowing other professionals, and also from completing internships and co-ops. And so why is experience such a great tool for career research? And why should we invest our time and energy in getting some of the experiences that I just mentioned? Well, experiences are great to help you explore possible new areas of interest, to learn more about yourself, to gain valuable skills and experiences, to apply your learning, to meet new people and build connections, and to work towards your graduate school or professional program applications. Now, what I will say about my own experience, gaining experience working here on campus was really pivotal in helping me to see that I would like to stay and work in post-secondary. I really enjoyed my student employment experiences here at Carleton. I really enjoyed the type of work I was doing, the types of tasks I was involved with, and I knew that working here at Carleton would be a good fit for me from having those experiences, those student employment experiences throughout my university education. If you're looking for a summer or part-time work experience while you're studying here at Carleton, there's a bunch of different job boards that you can look at to conduct your job search. So there's the My Success job board, there's the Indeed job board, Charity Village, Talentig, JobBake also has job postings, as we saw earlier. There's the iCurious program, SAP, and of course LinkedIn has a wealth of job postings. There's also summer job inventories. So the government at different levels hires students. And so the city of Ottawa, for example, at the municipal level, the government of Ontario at the provincial level, and FSWEP, which is at the federal level. These are all programs that are designed to provide employment opportunities throughout the summer to post-secondary students. The third way of conducting career research is by speaking to people. And to be really honest, this is the best way to conduct career research because we gain the most valuable and accurate information from talking to others who are either working in an industry that we're interested in or who perhaps are also interested in the same industry and who could share their own career research with us. And so when we think of researching through people, really what that means is networking. And the way that we define networking is through the building of relationships with professionals in industries and organizations in your area of interest. Networking is not asking for a job. Really, networking is about community building and building those connections with like-minded individuals. And the way that we network is we can network online through LinkedIn, but we can also network by attending events such as career fairs and other recruitment events. Carleton hosts numerous recruitment events with employers throughout the academic year, and also by arranging and attending informational interviews. Oftentimes, when we think about networking, we think that we have to network with professionals in our area of interest or people who are really high up at a company or different HR representatives. And yes, those people are very valuable and can provide us tremendous information that will help us to meet our career goals. But don't forget about the people closest to you, the people within your immediate network, your family, your friends, your work colleagues, your work supervisors, people that you participate in extracurricular activities with or who you participate in volunteer experiences with. These people are also a part of your network and can also provide you tremendous advice and information. Even if you think these people don't know anyone in your area of interest or haven't worked in your area of interest before or have no interest in your area of interest, they still could have great advice. And also keep in mind, you have absolutely no idea who people know. You might assume that a family member doesn't know anybody who works in your area of interest, but you have absolutely no idea who your aunt and uncles know, or who your cousin knows, or who your sister's best friend's sister knows. And so it's really important for you to really tap into your own network as well and not to make any assumptions that they can't provide you some valuable insights, because I bet you they absolutely can. Another great strategy for networking is using LinkedIn's alumni tool. And so Carleton has its own LinkedIn page, and on that LinkedIn page, there's a tab called Alumni. Here you could look up where alumni who have graduated with the same degree program that you're currently in. You could search for these alumni and see where they're working. Are they working in a similar field that you're looking to get into? If they are, you could choose to connect with them and see if they'd be open to having an informational meeting with you or a career chat where you could ask them some further questions. The nice thing about the alumni search is that it also pulls up current students as well. So even though it's called alumni search, it still pulls up current students. And what's nice about them is because senior students can also provide us a wide range of information that can be super valuable in helping us to obtain our career goals or to do our career research to see what opportunities exist out there that would be aligned with our interests. And so you can also find senior students to connect with and other information, employment data that will help you in your research. And if you've never networked before, this can be a great way to start because the folks who will come up in your search, you will have something in common with them right away. And that is that Carleton connection. So when we already have something in common with someone, it helps to more easily facilitate that connection. So while networking, you might meet someone that you'd like to have a further conversation with. We call that further conversation an informational interview or a career chat. This is where you will invite that person to meet with you so that you can ask them some questions about their own career or about the field that they work in, or to ask them for some career advice. And so it's really important that ahead of these meetings, these career chat, that you prepare in advance and you think about some questions to ask them. So you may want to ask them about themselves. So you may want to ask the person what part of the job that they do they find most satisfying and challenging, or what qualities or abilities are important for being successful in their position, or how did they prepare themselves for the kind of role that they're in. Or you could ask them on a typical day, what do they do? You could ask them about the field. So when did they get started in their current position? Is there a typical career path in their field? What would an entry level job be like? And that's a really great question because that helps you to plan for the types of opportunities that you may be seeking as you graduate. And also, how do you see this position and field changing in the future? And I love that question. And the reason I love it is because it will allow you to be strategic with your learning as you progress through your academic journey here at Carleton. It allows you some insights on different skills that maybe you should be working towards gaining so that you are prepared for a future in that field that you're interested in. And then you may want to ask them for some advice. Is there any advice you'd give someone entering this field? What are some things about the field or the role you wish you knew when you were in university? So what did they wish they knew and when they were studying in university? And is there anyone else you'd recommend I chat with? And you absolutely can ask the person if it feels appropriate to do so, if they would recommend anyone else that you could connect with to obtain some further career research and to hear a little bit more about the field or industry that you're exploring. Now let's talk about AI in our career development. AI can be an excellent tool to help us with our career development. It can help us with our career exploration, so identifying our skills, our interests, and our values. It can also help us to conduct that vital career research we just spoke of. In networking situations, it can help us to think of questions to ask while networking or when conducting informational interviews. Furthermore, it can support us with preparing our application documents or our resume and cover letter, and also with interview preparation. The tools work best when you understand how to use them both effectively and ethically. So it's really important when using AI to check responses for inaccurate information and make sure to include your own wording. So that means that if you're using AI to help you draft an application document or to help you think of some questions to use when conducting an informational interview, make sure they still sound like you, that they're written in your own words. Use specific prompts and ask follow-up questions if the AI tool is not giving you the information that you're looking for or it seems like the information it's spitting out is not accurate. Also, ask for specific responses based on your application documents or based on your career goals. And furthermore, AI will not provide individual expertise or an individual approach. So please do come to see us at Career Services for support with career exploration and with support with how to do career research and all the other components of career development that we are more than happy to support students with. So let's talk about some next steps and key takeaways as we approach the end of this workshop. And so the next steps in the career planning cycle are to plan for how you will reach any of your career goals or do some further career exploration, and then to actually take action and execute your plan. And so please come to see us at Career Services so that we can help you to design a plan and help you to strategize ways for taking action. So some key things I hope you'll take from this workshop are, it's okay if you aren't sure what you want to do. If you're watching this and you're feeling a little bit of stress or anxiety because you're like, wow, I really have no idea what I want to do after I graduate. No, you're not alone. There's other people watching this feeling the same way. And that also Career Services is here to support you. Please come see us so we can explore different careers with you and to help you make some career decisions based on your skills, your interests, and your values. And if you do have a well-defined career goal and you change your mind, that's okay too. We go through many different experiences throughout our university education that sometimes cause us to change our mind, just like me. You know, I obtained many different employment experiences here on campus while I was studying at Carleton that made me no longer want to pursue being a journalist. And that is okay. So it's okay if you change your mind. It's also okay if you change your mind after you graduate and enter the workforce and realize that your ideal job is not for you. That's okay too. And so it's really important that in case you do change your mind, or if you don't have a defined career goal at this time, to keep learning about yourself, keep reflecting on what's important to you, what you're interested in, what are your strengths and your values to help you make meaningful decisions related to your career path. And finally, make sure to research any career ideas you have. Remember, try before you buy. It's super, super important that before we jump into any kind of career idea, that we do some research to make sure that it's the right idea for us. If you'd like some further support with investigating what you can do with your degree and with career exploration in general, please don't hesitate to connect with us at Career Services. You're welcome to visit our website, send us an email, give us a phone call, or come to see us in person in 401 Torrey Building. We also have 2 social media channels that you can utilize to engage with us, an Instagram and a LinkedIn profile. And you're also welcome to connect with us using our live chat on our website. Furthermore, if you'd like to meet with a member of the Career Services team, you can book an appointment with us using your MySuccess account. Thank you for participating in this workshop and for your time and attention. I wish you all the best in the remainder of your academic journey and with your career exploration. Bye for now. Thank you.